Welcome back, FYB. I just wanted to give you guys this word today. I'm probably late at releasing this word, but either way go, I just gonna be obedient to the Lord and just give this word to you guys today. And before I get into it, I just want to say that this video is for those who have the eyes to see and the ears to hear, and I'm speaking that in a spiritual aspect, a spiritual perspective. Now, I just wanted to say that also take this word back to the Lord to know this word is for you, because not everybody's in the same season. Some people are in different seasons, okay? But I was just talking to the Lord about the Grinch that stole Christmas. I guess I was just randomly talking about how bold and resilient the people that was in the movie of the movie called The Grinch that stole Christmas, and I remember the heart posture of the people. I remember the people that was in the village, in the town. I remember the heart posture, and I was just saying, God, we need to be more like them in some kind of way, but not weak-minded. But the reason why I was just talking to the Lord about this, because He downloaded my spirit when I was just talking about Him about this, was that the people, they didn't really hate the Grinch. The people that's in the town did not hate the Grinch. I'm telling you. Yeah, you may think that's kind of strange, but you probably like, oh, yeah, they did hate the Grinch. No, they did not. You know why? Because let's see here, they were weak-minded. The mayor, the one that was bullying the Grinch, and I just want to say that this is spoiler alert, because let's see here, I got to say the whole revelation that the Lord gave me, and it's gonna come with me spoiling the whole movie, maybe. Hey, but if you don't want to listen to it, then don't watch this video, okay? But anyway, though. The mayor was narcissist. He was a narcissist. He was gaslighting the Grinch, and he gave the Grinch a bad name. The Grinch was never a bad person. But you gotta understand, the mayor, every time the Grinch was spoken, like every time the Grinch name was spoken, the mayor was getting really agitated. I'm just saying, the mayor was getting really frustrated. Like, he was getting annoyed by the name. He didn't like the man. He didn't like the Grinch. But you gotta understand, this man, the mayor, he was so insecure with himself. He just didn't like the fact that the Grinch can walk in his truth and not be afraid to walk in his truth. See, some people, I just want to say that you have been in on their shoes before, where you have tried to walk in your truth, you try to be yourself, try to be authentic, and guess what? People did not like that. They didn't like when you was walking your truth. They didn't like you when you was trying to be yourself. Because some people feel like if they try to be themselves, they feel like the people that they hang with, they're going to leave them. But that's the point. That's a sign that if the people leave you because you don't, if the people that you're friends with, affiliated with, if they leave you because you're trying to be yourself, that's how you know that they are not for you. That's how you know that they are not meant to be in your life. That means they don't like you. They didn't like you at all. They didn't have your best interest at heart. But with all that being said, I just want to tell you right now that that's always going to be people that's just going to tear you down and try to destroy your faith, and they're going to try to stop you from trying to walk into your truth. But I say the mayor, we already know the story about the mayor of the Grinch and all. The Grinch, he liked this classmate, and I think her name is Martha Stewart. Don't quote me on that, because I think I said her name wrong, but. I think it was Martha something, but Martha, I don't know, but I forgot. But either way it goes, he had a crush on this girl in his class, and here go you other three people bullying the Grinch. The only person that was trying to come out here was the big guy, the big student. He was just talking about how she would never want to be with him and all this stuff. But you gotta understand, the Grinch wasn't looking at her in a way that was just lust. He was looking at her as in she was actually how she carried herself was just something that he respected. She had a good heart, you know what I'm saying? But the mayor, he was a mayor until, he get older. But when he's a little kid, he's bullying the Grinch. Talk about, oh, she would never be with you. You look ugly. You got a beard and all. They were just bullying him and gaslighting him. And then he got to the point where he decided to make a Christmas present for his crush. And and it got to the point where he kept feeling like he kept being remembered he kept having the memories of what the people were bullying him with. Talk about how he have a beard and all, he need to shave it or something like that, and then he tried to shave his beard. He thought he had to change himself because he felt like he was not good or he didn't look handsome or anything. So he shaved his beard, shaved something that he thought he had a beard. He didn't even have a beard. He just shaved it and all. But either way it goes, like he went to the day of school, he went to the school and, he covered his face. He didn't want to be seen. He had a paper bag on his face and he wasn't trying to be seen. He really wasn't because he messed his face up. But after he took his bag off of his face, people were just laughing. Even the teacher, which that is wrong because the teacher is an adult authority figure. And let me get to this right now. See, that's people that are older than you that will stood low and laugh at you, mock you, and put you to shame. I'm telling you, that's people that are adults that will put you to shame. They will laugh at you and make you look like make you think that you are a bad person because they see your potential. And they stood, and I say when that teacher was stooding so low, she was going too far. She was laughing at the Grinch, and I'm telling you right now, she was laughing at the Grinch, and all the students were laughing at him. And then he got so mad, he got so fed up. He said, "I hate Christmas." But you gotta understand, the movie wasn't really about him hating Christmas necessarily. You gotta understand that he didn't really hate Christmas. He just hated the memories that he had to go through in Christmas. So people made it seem like Christmas had they felt like his problem with Christmas had something to do with him, but it had nothing to do with them. It was something that he personally dealt with in his past. So he threw the Christmas tree and all, and he left, and he even broke the gift that he made for his crush, and his crush was sad. She was upset. She didn't want that. He left and took off, and he went isolating. This is the moment when you put yourself in this position, in his shoes. He had to isolate himself from everybody. Sometimes it takes for you to isolate yourself because people are going to poke you, mock you, ridicule you. Sometimes God will He will set you apart to not be around people like that. And I tell you one thing, he had to deal with a lot of warfare. The Grinch dealt with a lot of warfare. It got to the point where his warfare causing him to act a certain way. His character started to come off disrespectful. He kind of started doing things that is just not really his character. He only doing that because of the warfare he dealt with and because of the curse words that was spoken over him. The mayor was the one that started the curse word, and then he wanted to make everybody to believe that the Grinch is a bad person when he's really not. You gotta understand, the mayor, when he became the guy that was bullying him, when he became a mayor, he started making everything worse for the Grinch than he already did. He was just adding a lot of layers on top of layers that he was already dealing with. And that's what you're going through right now. People have put on a whole bunch of layers and burdens and loads of burdens on you, not knowing that you have burdens of your own to deal with. Not knowing that you have other problems that you had to deal with yourself. They didn't care. They didn't care about what you were going through. They didn't care what you were battling on. They didn't care about when you were sitting here praying on your knees and your knees was being black and dark. When you kept putting your knees on the floor and you kept praying. They wasn't there. They was not there. They didn't know what you went through. They didn't know what you went through. And I tell you one thing, God will isolate you. And that's what the Grinch did. He isolated himself from all the things that was coming against him. You gotta see, that one action he did, the mayor just happened to took that one action that he did and turn it into a bad light, making it seem like that's who he is. But this is what I don't like, is that his reaction was needed to happen either way it goes, because at the end of the day, it just showed you that he did not deserve to be disrespected. Yeah, the Grinch did throw the Christmas tree. Yeah, we don't supposed to react on emotions or get angry and all, but I'm just trying to tell you, you gotta understand, he only react that way is because he knew that he didn't deserve what he had to go through. He didn't deserve to be mocked and ridiculed and laughed at and joked about. He didn't deserve any of that. And guess what? He reacted that way. And that's just and then when you reacted that way, people switch it up like, oh, he's so mean. Oh, he's cruel. He's evil. Like, how is he evil? He just only reacting to what somebody did onto him. That's like saying, if somebody hurts you, they hurt you, like let's say they abuse you, slap you in the face, you're gonna cry about it. You're gonna get upset about it. You're gonna cry about it. It's just like that. You're going to have emotion with the thing that you're going through. It's part of life. But a judge, the mayor, he grows up and still being hard-headed. He has everything he has, and he still was just never satisfied. And the only why I said that is because he felt like he had to do more and more and more to tarnish the Grinch image even more than he already has done. This man was still trying to plot and scheme and do all this stuff. He was a narcissist. He was gaslighting the Grinch. And then on top of that, the reason why I had to talk about this with Lord is because of how the people that was because of how the town, they were so weak-minded. They didn't really realize that they didn't realize the mayor was sitting here manipulating them to some false truth. They didn't realize that, because it went like this. Every time when it was like a time where the Grinch messed up or screwed up and did something horrible, the people didn't quickly react or say anything slick about the Grinch. They kind of felt sad, but they never came off snapping and getting mad or nothing like that, or lashing out. They didn't went out their way to go get a torch and go to the Grinch cave and chase him down at his cave, kind of similar to like Freddy Krueger, the Nightmare on Elm Street. You know, when the parents find out what, you know, what's her name did, Freddy Krueger did, they came and they tried to kill him. They threw fire at his house. I'm saying, like, the people in the town on the Grinch Stole Christmas, they did not react that way. They kind of felt sad about what he did, but they never took it to a point where they had to stood so low and talk about him or mock him or laugh at him. It was never that way. It took for the mayor to come in and try to twist everything that the Grinch did. It took for the mayor to say something. One word he had to say was, oh, he's a bad person. Oh, he's an evil person. It took him to say something to manipulate the whole town because he's a mayor. He's like kind of like a governor. He's like the governor. He's just planting seeds, negative seeds on people to believe in what the innocent person did not do. Like, you know what I'm saying? And because of that, I just kept talking about God. I like the posture of the people. See, the Grinch, he was not perfect. But I tell you one thing, you can tell that the Grinch was a good person because the Grinch had a dog. He had a dog as his best friend. Can you tell me, can you sit there and tell me, can you give me any list of things that he is a bad person? Can you give me a reason on how he's a bad person? Can you please tell me? Because he has a dog as his best friend. And I tell you one thing, he could have just simply just not liked the dog. He could have simply just thrown the dog away or ate the dog. If he was such a horrible person, the way people have said it, if he was a so cold-hearted person, a cold-blooded, thirsty person, if he was that bad, he would not have a dog as a best friend. He wouldn't have took care of that dog when that dog needed food. He wouldn't even he wouldn't even have to have the dog have a bed to sit at, to sleep on in his cave. And then on top of that, when Sandy Lou, I think her name's Sandy Lou, when Sandy Lou, she, the little girl, when she was in her dad's job with the little wrapping paper and all mailbox stuff like that, I forgot what it's called, okay? I would just call it post mail box, whatever. I don't know what it's called, but either way it goes. She was trying to wrap presents and stuff, and then, then she finds the Grinch, and then, she slipped in the machine. She easily slipped in the machine. She was stuck. She could have got harmed being in that machine. But the Grinch was like, he was about to leave. He was about to leave. He was going to leave her where she was at, stuck in that machine, get injured. But see, the dog was like, no. The dog beating his butt, telling him, no, you're not going to do that. You're going to go save this girl. No, you're not going to leave her. You're going to go. And then he was like, all right. And then he went to go save her. See, that's how you know if the person was a bad person, he would not have done it at all, even if his dog was bugging him. But because he went and saved the little girl, shows you that he really had a big heart. And on top of that, the Grinch even had no choice but to allow what people said and done to them. He had to allow people to say anything about him, believe anything about him, because he had nobody that ever got the chance to know him for who he truly is. So therefore, he kind of be like, you know what? I guess I guess people are gonna always assume me as a bad villain when I'm really not. Cause I don't got nobody. I don't got no friends that gonna be there to defend me. I don't got no one that's gonna be my witness when I'm in my trial. He didn't have nobody. All he had was he only had his dog, but you know his dog couldn't talk, you know what I'm saying? But I tell you one thing, soon when he said that little girl, she said, "Oh, thank you," I think she said, and he was like, "Oh, no, she did not," cause look, he was trying to make it, he really felt like what he did, he didn't want it to be like he was nice. But you know, that kind of made me think of Beauty and the Beast, when the Beast was trying to, with the Beast ended up being nice to Belle. But he snapped. He didn't like the idea of her, trying to do nice stuff for him, cause she was like, it was a scene where she was trying to, what is it, put his band-aids on or clean the wounds that he had, that he was bleeding. She was trying to help him, and he was like, "Stop hurting me." He was yelling at her. She was like, "Well, you need to stop yelling. You need to be nice." Like, she was just coming at him because he was being disrespectful, but it was because of the warfare he was going through. Either way it goes, but it's the way he was talking to her, and she was still trying to help him out, trying to help him heal, put band-aids on him and stuff like that, and heal his wound, and he just giving her a hard time, But like I said, that became like the Grinch. After she said thank you, he didn't like it. That's the first time somebody ever said thank you to him. That's the first time someone ever considered him as a nice person. And as much he been through a lot of war and warfare, as much he didn't never experience someone to care about him. You know what happened? He wrapped her up. He didn't want her to see the truth that was in him already, that he's a good person. He tried to hide behind the mask that everybody put on him, because he's been in that mask for too long. He's been in that image. That image he has been so consumed with that image for so long that he's not used to being a good person. Even if one child say, "Oh, thank you, you're a nice person," he's not going to accept that. Because all his life he has been a bad person. All his life people have treated him like a bad person and a villain, but he wasn't, And he wrapped her up. But the thing is, he did not harm her. And the rapping that he did was not even as worse. Like, he could have harmed her if he wanted to. That's how you know he was a good person. He was a good person. Because he may wrapped her up, but he didn't harm her. And after that, he left. One thing about Cindy Lou, like, she started doing research on who the Grinch is. Before she did research, she kind of just went to everybody for them to give her all the summary of the story about this, the Grinch. But one thing about Cindy Lou, she was like, "Okay, you gave me everything. Well, now I'm gonna go meet the person that I've been asking y'all about. I'm gonna check him out. I'm gonna see what he's about. I'm gonna meet him myself." See, that's one thing, that's a sign for us, because we need to start believing what everybody say about person. We need to start accepting what people say, what men say about another person, when you don't know what they're saying about the person could be true or not. Sometimes you got to take matters in your own hand to go find out yourself. Either you got to pray and ask the Lord, is this person speaking true? Is this person that they're accusing as a bad person is a real bad person, or is they a genuine nice person? Homegirl, little girl, went to the cave, and after everybody kept saying that he's a bad person, he's evil and all this, he's scary and all, but guess what? Cindy Lou wasn't a scary cat. She was fearless and bold. She went to the cave by herself. Homegirl went to the cave by herself, and guess what? You remember the scene that the Grinch was trying to make her scared? He was doing the most, ripping his shirt off, trying to scare her, boo, just doing all that stuff, trying to scare her, and it was not working on her, honey. Like, she knew that the first thing that he did, there was why she was the way she was, and there was why she seen him as a good person. It's because of what he did. It was the first time she met him. That was her first introduction. To him. That's like, not her first introduction, but that's how she first met him. So she met him by him doing a good deed to her, and she took on to that. Because people still talk about he's a bad person, but if he was a bad person, she would not be alive today. So she hold on to the version of him. She hold on to the first thing that he did for her, and that was to save her life. And she took on that, like, you know what? He actually a pretty good person. And even though the Grinch didn't want to consider a good person, because all his life he has, like, that's happened to us. Like, When God telling us that we are going to be this, we're going to be that, or good things going to happen for us, we are not used to getting good things coming our way because we're so used to getting bad things in our life growing up. If somebody said that if God was saying right now you're gonna get financial blessings or you're gonna get a new house and all that, you might be like, oh no, I can't get that. You're gonna doubt it because you're not used to being blessed with something good. And so when any good thing come your way, you refuse to receive it because you feel like you're gonna get false hope. You feel like once you get a hope, you feel like it's gonna slip out of your mind, slip out of your hand. You feel like it's gonna be snatched from you, taken from you. So now it's like you kind of like you don't even want to receive no good thing. You don't receive no good thing at all because you feel like once you get that good thing, somebody's going to come in and snatch it. Or somebody's going to discourage you. Somebody's going to knock you down off of your pedestal. Somebody's going to knock you off your feet. Come on. But all that being said, they tried. They tried to the mayor tried everything he could to put the Grinch in a lower state. He has tried it, and guess what? It took for a little girl to be a light for him. It took for a little girl to come in to set him free from the lies of the enemy, to set him free from the things that was not true about him. It took for a little girl to be born in the world just for him to walk in his purpose. You gotta understand, she was the one that helped him walk into his light. That's how we needed. We needed Jesus. When we were going through all that malicious, like all these accusations and false accusations, all these assumptions, all these stuff and all these battles that we go through, all the all mockery that people done to us. Who's the only one that believed in us? Who was the one that knew that we were a good person and had a good heart? Was Jesus. Jesus was the one that was there for us when people were treating us badly. Jesus knew that we were a good person. He knew that our heart was pure and genuine. We made bad choices, but the thing is we never intentionally wanted to harm nobody when it came to our choices. The Grinch never wanted to intentionally harm nobody. He only was going through warfare due to the people that believe in the negativity of him. He wasn't perfect, but Cindy Lou, she believed that he was a good person behind the mask. She saw him. She saw the version of him that she already hold on to. She kept believing that he's a good person because of what he did the first time. It was a way of saying that it was him introducing himself in that way of what he did of kindness. And once she seen that first experience and encountered him for the first time doing something nice to her, she hold on to that. She hold on to it. And she didn't care what nobody said. She didn't care about the mayor. She did something that was bold. She did something that was brave. Nobody didn't do the things that she did. She walked into the cave. She went to the cave herself. She went to the cave and say hi to him. She basically just went to go have a conversation with him. She didn't care what anybody said. She went in and walked there in the cave. She wasn't afraid. She was unshakable. She was just fearless. She knew that when she encountered him for the first time doing something good to her, she knew that that's who he really is. And she took on to a matter of, she just took it to the point where she just had to go and see about him, see who he is truly. She felt like she needed to help him to get back on his feet, help him to be who he really truly is. He didn't have nobody being there for him. Yeah, he had his dog, but his dog can't talk, you know what I'm saying? His dog knew that he was a good person. You know when a dog sense a person is a bad person is when a dog is barking at the man. If a dog is biting someone and taking them down, that's how you know a dog will already know and already know a person is a bad person. But this dog did not attack the Grinch. This dog was just like a best friend, cared about the Grinch, cared about the Grinch. Cared about the Grinch. And then all that being said, after all that warfare he went through, all isolation moments that he went through, all the things that people have already built up about his image, it was just like she was picking him out of the ashes that people put on him. She was digging him out of the ashes, removing the ashes from him, washing him, cleansing him. That's like Jesus cleansing us from all of the things that people put on us. She came in to wash him, clothe him with clothes, clothe him with love, nurture. He didn't get that nurture. He didn't receive nurture. So with all that being said, after that happened, after that whole incident happened, you know, she started to get to know him more. And he was trying so hard to stay away from her. But homegirl, she was so attracted to him that she knew that he had this light on him. She just needed to shine his light. She needed to come in and help him light his light, help him to shine his light. His light was being so dim. Sometimes you need someone that has a light that can come in and shine your light, to bring your light to a point where it needs to be light up again. His light was so dim. He even dimmed his own light. And she came in to help him light his lamp. It's like his lamp was dim and running out. She came in to light his lamp for him. That's what it needed. That's what we needed. We needed Jesus to come in to help us and to light our lamp. That's what we all needed. And we think about it. After all of that, she was a witness. She was a witness of who really the Grinch truly was. She was a witness, a true witness. Not a false witness, but a true witness. And she stood by his side even though he did all those wrong things. She stood by his side. She never stopped believing in who he really was. Think about that. Put yourself in that shoes. Think of God has never gave up on you, and he's never stopped loving you. Even when you made mistakes, he has kept you. He has kept you. He never forsaken you. You made a mistake and you learned from it. Cindy Lou wasn't a person that held on grudges. She was kind of like, I know he's making mistakes, but he got to learn from them. He's not used to being around everybody. But remember, like I said, the movie is really not talking about, it's not really saying that he really hates Christmas itself. Christmas has nothing to do with necessarily him hating the holiday of Christmas. It really was just that he had a worse memory on the day of Christmas in his childhood. That was all about it. And he has never got closure or healed from it. He has never got anyone to apologize for what they done to him. He was traumatized. He was abandoned. He felt ashamed. He was put to shame. He was guilted. And after that, his heart was getting hard. They were trying to make his heart get hardened and all that. His heart became small. So when that moment where I just want to say, like, the people in the town, they were weak-minded. They allowed the mayor to come in and give them these negative seeds to plant in them to believe whatever the Grinch is, which that was not true, you know? Because these people, they did not hate the Grinch. They never wasted their energy and time trying to plot and scheme and take down the Grinch. They never did it. That's a movie where I think it was a witch movie a long time ago I used to watch. I don't watch witch movies, by the way. I'm just saying that, but it was a long time ago when I used to watch a witch movie. Yeah, I don't know what it's called, but people used to take down a person that they assumed that was a witch, and they would hang them up or burn them on fire. The people in the town in the movie of the Grinch Stole Christmas, the people in the town, they could have been so cruel and they could have tear him down like that. They could have throw fire at him, throw fire at his cave, kill his dog, do all this kind of stuff, but they didn't do that. It never came to their mind because they never really wasted energy on him. They were just living their best life. They didn't have no time to focus on what the Grinch did and all. They were not focused on how they're going to get revenge on him. It was the mayor himself. The mayor was always the one that had something to do with everything that was going against the Grinch. Soon when Cindy Lou wanted to invite the Grinch to the festival, people were freaking out a little bit, but it was because of the mayor, the way he planted seeds, the way he was being manipulated and a narcissist and gaslighting the Grinch. Like he was manipulating the people, and he kept saying petty words and just things that just try to make it feel like it was beautiful, but it really wasn't. He was being petty, he was being schemy, and he was just being very sneaky with it, very manipulative and sneaky and a narcissist with it. But you gotta understand, this man, the mayor, He had everything he wanted, and he still was not satisfied. He had the position of being a mayor, and he's still plotting, still scheming the Grinch, still trying to take down the Grinch. Still, after all he did, after all the Grinch been through, he's still plotting. And then on top of that, when Cindy Lou was able to bring the Grinch to the festival, you already know the mayor was going to set up some plots. You already know he was going to set up some schemes. You already know he was going to set up a trap and a plot and a scheme and a plan. He was going to set up already. He knew. He was like, you know what? I'm going to set this plot up and this scheme up just in case the Grinch shows up. And you know how he plot? You know how he plotted? It's because of how he wanted to make the Grinch jealous by trying to propose to his crush with a ring, but also with a car, which that's not okay because he was trying to buy her love with materialistic stuff. He's not really loving her for who she really is. Not for her soul, not for her mind, not for her heart. But he wanted her because of who she looks, how she looks, how lustful she looks, how desiring she looks. The Grinch was not on that. And then the people, he even made the people in the festival to, force, he allowed the people in the festivals to shove food down his throat and make him jump in the sky. And I'm like, he's trying to make people, they were overdoing it. They were trying to overdo it. They were doing too much. And that's what he was doing. He wanted to make this man, he wanted to make the Grinch angry and to lash out. That was his plot. His plot was to get him to be scratched. His plot was really basically to get the enemy, to get the Grinch to snap, to be triggered, so that people can see who he really is, or they claim that it's who he really is, but it's really not. He had set a plot already for the Grinch. He knew that if he shows up, he's going to already have something done, already plot for him, already prepared for him. Just like he gave him a present, and the present was the shaver that he shaved his face when he was a kid, and he said some petty stuff, some really harsh stuff. He's still bringing this man, still bringing up his past. And who does this? Who comes and brings about your past sins? The enemy. The enemy. The enemy. The enemy will bring up your past sins. The enemy will bring up your past and just make you feel like you are your past. Trying to make it seem like your past is of you. You are your past. You're not your past. You know what I'm saying? Trying to make it seem like your past defines you when it's really not true. So basically the mayor, he did all this trying to bring back the past because he is the enemy, basically. And deceiving everybody, trying to make it seem like he's this good, rich man. Really, he just really trying to manipulate the town to hate one person, to tear down one person. He could have used his power for something good, but instead he used his power for evil. It said, do not overcome evil with evil, but overcome evil with good. And that's what he did. He could overcome evil with evil. And don't forget, the mayor was competing with the Grinch. How are you going to compete with someone that don't even know that you're competing with them in the first place? That's not a compete anymore. That's not a competition at all. If the person does not know you're competing with them, then you can't keep. He's like basically the mayor is basically competing with the Grinch and doing all this stuff, trying to be better than him and all, knowing that the Grinch is not even worried about all that. The Grinch is not even sitting here wasting his time and energy trying to plot and take you down. But you are doing the same. You're actually trying to take him down when he did nothing to you. Competing with him in a fight that was never a competition in the first place. He's like, I'm trying to be a mayor. I'm trying to take his woman. And of course, the Grinch got triggered when he tried to propose to his crush. He scratched the car, and he called everybody as, like, he was calling people out. And the thing is, I'm going to tell you, even though the Grinch, the way he came out, he was speaking truth, though. He was speaking facts and truth about the town. He was saying that the people, they are ungrateful. He was basically saying that they were ungrateful because they were constantly buying all these gifts every Christmas time. Every Christmas came out, they were spending all their money off of this and off of that, off of this materialistic stuff. And guess what? They don't even use it no more. They'll throw it away in the dumpster. And he said that because all y'all doing all of y'all ungrateful. Y'all even put all y'all leftover food and all your trash and all the stuff that y'all put it in my dumpster. He said basically. He was telling them all. He was telling them, teaching them about their stuff. He was basically saying like, y'all ungrateful basically. Y'all, every holiday, every Christmas time, they always spending all that money off of things that they know that they gonna use afterwards. They're gonna get so tired over it. They're gonna get so tired of it. They're gonna throw it in the dumpster. That's a waste of. It's a waste of money. It's a waste of stuff that people actually might need to use. You know what I'm saying? You could give it to the homeless people. You know what I'm saying? But he felt like people don't even know the meaning of what Christmas is really about. And the thing is, he didn't know what Christmas is about either. Guess what? He didn't know what Christmas is about either. Him doing all this stuff was only teaching people and teaching himself. He didn't realize that the thing that he was doing, his actions, actually ended up teaching him and teaching others. And guess what? With all that being said, soon when he got so mad and all this stuff happened, he destroyed the festival, the people were sad. They were sad. But they never, I'm trying to tell you, the hard portion that the people, the town had, it was not like they were going to get angry, envy, retaliate. They wasn't going to do none of that. They were sad, but they did not get to the point where they stay in a dwelling mindset and state of wanting to get revenge. They never did that. And guess what? Who's the one that does it? The mayor does it. The mayor is like, I want to tear him down. The mayor is always saying like, well, this is why you don't ever bring this type of person in your home. This is why. The mayor was the one that was always saying stuff like, oh, see, this is why you cannot bring this type of person in this event, because he don't belong here, basically. Like, basically saying that the Grinch don't belong here. He's not one of us. He needs to stay where he's at. He's not allowed to be a part of this event or whatever we got going on in this town, basically. And try to throw it all. He tried to blame it on Cindy Lou, the little girl. Oh, why this whole thing disaster and this festival is a disaster. He tried to blame it all on her. Talk about this is why the festival is a disaster because you invited the Grinch here. Honey, listen here. First of all, he's trying to blame the little girl, but he know what he did. He was plotting and scheming. He set this whole stuff to happen. He wanted the Grinch to get triggered so he can lash out and tear up the festival. He plotted the whole thing. He knew that he was going to get upset with him trying to marry his crush, and then he knew that the Grinch was going to get sad when it came to him, giving him that shaver. That razor shaver, whatever. He knew. He did all the stuff that would trigger him to poke at him. He knew, and he tried to blame it on the little girl. Oh, it was her. She did it. She the cause of why the festival was destroyed. But I tell you one thing. After that, even though the Grinch was so excited and he was so happy to see that he destroyed everything, he went back home. And guess what? As I went back home, Sinu felt sad. She felt sad, but she said, I never meant to harm. She basically did not mean to cause all this trauma, but it was not her fault. It was the mayor's fault because he plotted this whole stuff. He caused it to happen. He did things that could trigger the Grinch. Just to show that, I guess, trying to make a point or state that, the Grinch is not one of them, or the Grinch don't belong here. He needs to be where he's at. Let him stay where he's at in his isolation for years, Let him be delayed. Let him be hindering. Let him just never have anything good. The mayor did not want the Grinch to have nothing good at all. He had no remorse. He had no sympathy, no compassion at all. All he did was always kept trying to manipulate the people in the town constantly about the Grinch. It took for him to step in and try to manipulate the whole situation. And guess what? The people had a backup tree, and they were still joyful. They were still joyful. The heart portion they had, even though he destroyed the festival, they were still rejoicing, and singing, and still enjoying themselves. Had a backup tree and enjoying themselves. He was like, why are y'all so resilient? Why are you so resilient? He was like, the Grinch was so sad. He was like, why are y'all so resilient? And guess what? After him getting so upset, trying to, tear these people down, he ended up trying to take matters on his own hand, to take everything from them. He ended up taking all their Christmas presents, their Christmas food, their dinners, all the food they cooked. He took all the lights, the Christmas lights, everything. Tried to pretend like he was Santa Claus and took everything. But you gotta understand, people might say that's evil to do, but it's not. It's actually a lesson for them, and it's a lesson for the Grinch. You never realize that the thing that you do will actually be a lesson, a life lesson for the people that you're trying to teach a lesson, but also it will be a life lesson to your own self. You never realize that. And it took for the Grinch to do something like that to actually learn what it means to be, what the meaning of Christmas is. Because he did not know. He did not know, and the people did not know what the meaning of Christmas is really about. They didn't know. They thought that the only thing that Christmas is about is getting all these decorations and Christmas presents and expensive stuff. That's not even what Christmas was about. And the Grinch was really trying to let them know that. Before I get to that, I just want to say, the Grinch was so, I thought they had everything taken from them. The people in town, I thought they had everything taken from them. They woken up on the day of Christmas. They were sad, mourning and sad. But after that, the mayor started blaming the little girl. He started showing his true colors and trying to call the little girl out. The dad was like, okay, that's enough. You ain't going to be trying to basically come at my child. You're not going to do that. You've been trying to attack my child. You ain't doing that no more. Enough is enough. I'm putting my foot down. You know what I'm saying? He didn't care if he was a mayor. The dad didn't care if he was a mayor. He didn't care if he was his boss. He's like, you're not going to be putting your hand. You're not going to come at my child and try to demonize her. Oh, no. Not going to do that. And then her dad said this. Her dad even said this. He said that Christmas, I don't even care. He's like, who cares about all the stuff that was taken from us? We have, basically, he did not care about what was taken and stolen from us. He didn't care. He was like, all that matters is that we able to be with someone that we love. That's all that matters, is to be with someone that you love, to be with someone that you care for. That's all that matters. Everybody started feeling so, the way their heart pressure was, it was like they accepted what he said. That's how you know these people were good, genuine people. They were just manipulated by the wrong mayor. They were manipulated with the wrong person that is the mayor. See, when you are a mayor, you think you have power, and you don't know how to. You feel like now that you got all the power, you feel like you can control people. You feel like you can control people's minds and thoughts, and that's what the mayor was trying to do: control them. They seen what the mayor. They seen the mayor's. They seen it. They were like, okay, Mr. They end up receiving the wisdom that they learned that. It's not about Christmas presents. It's not about all of that stuff and decorations. It's about being with people that you love. And guess what? After that, they start singing and rejoicing, even despite everything was taken from them. They was resilient and relentless, and they rejoiced. They were so rejoiceful. And the Grinch is like seeing everything go by. He's like, why is that keep singing? Something happened. After he had that revelation on why they were singing and all, he began to know what it meant. He began to know what love is. His heart, the sun started to get warmed up. The sun started to come out and warmed up. His heart started to grow bigger and bigger and bigger. He started to feel love. He started to cry about it. That's all the Grinch needed, was to know what love is and what love feels like. He's never been given love, but what he has learned when it came to the action he did was what love really truly is. That everything that people was putting their faith in and believing that they, putting their faith in, they realized that does not come with faith. That does not come with love. But the thing that comes with love is being with someone that you love. And the Grinch began to know what love means. See, think of yourself in that position. You begin to know what love is. Because back then, you did not know what love is. You felt like you had to go outside of God's will to go find love, knowing that it was not for you and not of God. And see, it took for you to go through all this warfare. It took for you to go through all these trials and tribulations just for you to know what love truly is. And you found out that love starts with yourself. It starts with you loving yourself. You can't just love everybody. If you can't just expect people to love you if they don't love themselves. You can't expect to love someone if you can't love yourself. You have to learn how to love yourself first. So that when you love yourself, you get to begin to know how to love people better than how other people would have treated you disrespectful, like in a disrespectful way. You begin to know how to love. You begin to know how to pray. You begin to know how to heal. The things that hurted you, the people that did all that bad stuff to you, you begin to know how to forgive. and love on the people that hated you. And the reason why I'm saying that is because when the Grinch ended up realizing, when he realized that he loved his dog, he even said that, he said, I love you, Max. He began to love him. He was like, I love you, Max. First time he ever said he loved someone. First time he ever even felt love. His heart begins to be warm. Warm. All he needed was somebody to come in to shine his light for him, to help him, to light his lamp. And the work was going to start regardless. It was the work that started and began it. The work had started when he first met Cindy Lou. The work continued to go on. The mayor wanted to tear down the Grinch. He wanted to tear down everything that was good for the Grinch. He wanted to do that. But guess what? I tell you, when God has already predestinated what you're going to be, when God already prophesied who you are going to be, nothing and no devil in hell can stop that. Because what God has said in His Word, it would not. What He said in His Word would not fail you. His words will always come to pass. His words will not return to Him empty and void. Because God is not a man that shall lie, nor He the son of man that shall repent. His words will, according to Isaiah 55 verse 11, His words will be sent to where He sent it to, and it's going to accomplish and achieve what He has already sent it to do. Period. Point blank. His word, if it said it in His mouth, it's going to be completed. It's final. It's settled. That's for you. That's for you who watching this video. That's for you to know that whatever that the enemy has done, try to tear you down, the enemy has tried to delay the Grinch so many times. The mayor tried to delay the Grinch so many times. When it came to his purpose, when it came to his success, everything. When it came to he was in lack of poverty. The Grinch had to live in a cave. He had to live in a cave. He was living in poverty. Had to eat trash. He had to eat trash in the cave. He didn't get to eat the good meal that he deserved it. And all that stuff that he went through, all the isolation he went through, he got to learn that he deserved much better. He got to learn that the things that he had to go through was only to make him greater. The trial and tribulation he went through had to only make him greater. And so when that day, when his heart became warm-hearted, it was kind of hard a little bit, but it began to be warm-hearted. Warm-hearted. His heart began to get big. He began to love hard. And because of that, he sees Cindy Lou on top of the little thing, the little slave with all the presents and all the stuff that was in there that he stole. He realized that the slave was gonna fall, and he felt like the slave was gonna go and fall and he thought that the little girl was gonna get harmed or die or something. So he was taking all his strength to protect her. He pulled the whole slave, prevented from flying off of the cliff. He took everything because he loved her. Because she was the one, I'm not going to get emotional, but she was the one that was there for him. She heard him. She heard him when he cried. She heard him when he was suffering. She didn't have to go see him at his darkest place where he was crying or wounded. She already knew that he was wounded and suffering already in the spirit. She already knew that he was suffering in the spirit already. All she needed to do was just to help him. All she needed to do was just to encourage him. All she needed to do was show people that this man is not who they think he is. All she had to do was to get people to know that he's a good person. It takes a true witness to come to the stand to speak on your behalf and fight on your battles when you are in the trial. She did something that was brave. She knew what she had to do. She knew that if she get in this situation, if she get herself involved with this, she's going to get taken down too. She's going to get accused too. She might get persecuted too. She might get attacked too. But she never let it stop her. She knew that if she do this and she try to help him, she knew that she's gonna deal with attacks. She's gonna deal with people discouraging her. She's gonna deal with people that didn't believe in her. She dealt with all of that. She dealt with people not believing her. She dealt with people not supporting her. She dealt with all of that. But guess what? She never stopped what she believed in. She kept going. She kept going. Kept going, no matter what. Because that's the only person that actually needed that was someone that actually needed her light. She was the one that has made him have a purpose. She was the one that helped him to walk into his purpose. And so when he saved her on that slave, it was a sign that he really truly loved her because of what she did for him. She had to defend him all the time. She didn't need to know him. She didn't have to know him all the time. Like he didn't have to be family to her. at all for her to defend him. She just defended him because she knew who he was. She knew what kind of person he was, truly was. And guess what? After the slave went down and he returned all the gifts back, he saved Cindy Lou, and then he bought the slave, the gifts, and all the stuff that he stole. He returned it back to the people. And then the cup was there, the shelf was there. He was like, I guess you stole this stuff. Like, put your hands, or I don't know, I forgot what they say, but I think the cop was about to arrest him, or he was like, you stole this, you stole that, you wrong for this, you wrong for that, or call him out. But the thing is, you can see the heart posture of the police officer. The Grinch said, oh, I'm sorry. And he put his hand down, he put his hand up in a surrender mode. Like, I'm sorry, here you go, put my hands in the handcuffs. Basically, like he surrendered. And he said, I'm sorry. Sometimes it takes for people to say sorry, but that's people that's out here that do all this mean stuff, malicious stuff, they ain't gonna say sorry. And even if they do say sorry, they only saying sorry because they got caught. That's the only time they apologize, is when they get caught, or because they want to leech off of your success. They want to know what you up to, because once God restrict people from your life, once God remove people from your life and restrict them from having full access to you, they're gonna wish they never messed with you. They're gonna wish they never had heard of you. And they're gonna be like, I'm sorry. You gotta understand the posture of the police officer when the Grinch said, I'm sorry, and he had to surrender state. He was in a heart posture of surrender. Like, here you go, put my hands in the handcuffs. I turn myself in, basically. With no difficulties, with no hesitation, with no reason to attack him. Nobody has no reason to attack him. After he did that, the man, the police officer, he was like, okay, you're free. Basically, I forgive you. Basically, like, these people in the town did not hate the Grinch. I'm telling you, man, there were some forgiving people in the town. They only were just weak-minded and manipulated by the mayor. And I tell you one thing, also like, after that, the mayor was so mad. He was so mad. Like, what? You talking about he's free to go? He stole from us. He stole from this. He was still mad. He was mad. His true colors were coming out. His true colors came out right in that moment. He was like, oh, you want to forgive? You're going to take him to jail? I'm a mayor. You got to understand, like, he was like, I'm a mayor. You got to do whatever I say, basically. And I'm like, people don't care what you say. You got to understand. You can be a mayor, but guess what? The people that have voted you to be mayor, they can also just vote you out. They can also vote you out. It takes for people to have that big support system to be compassionate. It takes, like, if you don't have the support and respect people the way you want to be treated, how do you expect to have respect if you're not going to give people respect? Point blank, period. He was trying to make it seem like, oh, I'm a mayor. You supposed to listen to me. I have power. I have authority. No, honey, you don't have power. You don't have a power. You don't have authority if people are not going to support you. If you don't have people, if people are voting you out, it's over for you. It's over for you. You might just say that. You might just, if they had a sequel of the movie, they should have just literally just, they probably would have voted him out of being a mayor. They would have probably put the Grinch as a mayor. I would not have been surprised if they did something like that. They made a sequel of the movie that the Grinch ended up being a mayor. I wouldn't be surprised. But the mayor tried to be slick. Try to use his little so-called status, talk about, oh, I'm a mayor, you gotta listen to me, basically. Like, no, honey, no, they're not doing that. You don't care if you're a mayor. Listen, you gotta understand, you would never have been a mayor if it wasn't for the town that gave you that status, that gave you that status and that position. The same people that gave you the position can also take the position from you. They can demote you. They can demote you, vote you out, basically. They can degrade you. They don't have to upgrade you. They can degrade you. They can put you right back in the lower position that you was. If you don't put your pride down, if you don't remove your pride out of your heart, I'm telling you, they can put you right in the lowest position. And I tell you one thing, he was very prideful. Very prideful. And guess what? Not only that, when people stopped listening to him, he was so frustrated. When the town did not listen to him because he kept saying, I'm a mayor, you gotta listen to me. People didn't care. They did not care. They had compassion for the Grinch, man. They had passion for the Grinch. They didn't care about what this man said. They realized that man, they end up, the reason why they didn't listen to the mayor is because when the Grinch surrendered himself, when he surrendered himself and said, I'm sorry, I'm telling you, that's the thing that only showed them that this man is actually a good person and that whatever the mayor had said to them was not true. And the truth will set you free. I'll tell you one thing. And guess what? The mayor wanted to propose to the woman that to Martha Lou or something. I forgot her name. But he wanted to marry her, and she turned down his wedding proposal. She was like, I don't want this. She was like, I am in love with the Grinch, man. You gotta understand. That's the thing that I love about the movie. It's because what is for you will be only for you. Nobody can come in and take what God has already gave to you and already said that was yours to begin with. God is not like whatever God has put your name on is yours to keep and yours to stay. It's gonna stay that way. Point blank. Period. You can do whatever you can do whatever you try to do to come against that, but guess what? Whatever the enemy try to do is gonna backfire and it's not gonna prosper. Because whatever God said, according to his purpose, what he said for you, whatever he said that belongs to you will be for you. And the Grinch, like the woman, she was already the ordained spouse for the Grinch. Point blank period. Point blank period. He thought that he can, the man thought he can manipulate her and getting her and giving her what she wants. He wanted to buy her love. Buy her love with riches. The Grinch was not on that. The Grinch didn't have nothing to give to her. She just liked him for his personality. She liked him for himself. She see him that he was not a materialistic person. She see him that he didn't have riches. She didn't like him for just him being rich or anything like that. She liked him because he was himself. And I'm telling you, when you be yourself and you are authentic, the things that I'm telling you, when you are authentic and you're true to yourself, good people will be attracted to it. Good people will be attracted to your light. Sometimes you have to be who yourself. You gotta be who you is. You gotta be yourself because there's some people that they are afraid to be themselves. Not knowing that if they just be themselves, I'm telling you, you will not have to go through all these trials and tribulations. If you could just be yourself, good things will attract to you. The things that are for you that you want, that you desire, will begin to come to you just by you walking in your truth. That's what it's all about. She was attracted to his energy, to the Grinch energy, to his presence, his spirit. To his spirit. He didn't have no money. He was living in a cave. He was eating junk. She didn't care about that. Her heart was yearning for him. Her heart only belonged to one person, and that was the Grinch. And this counterfeit, the mayor was a counterfeit, was trying to slide in and do his little manipulation tactics, schemes. With all that being said, you already know how the ending went down. You already know how the ending came. The mayor felt rejected after that. He felt ashamed, embarrassed, and rejected. And I don't know if I remember, but I think his assistant, the mayor's assistant, or the person that was doing something for him, I guess that person quit too. I don't know. I can't remember for sure. I think the person quit. They stopped being his assistant. They started helping him out, or they started working and supporting the Grinch. You gotta understand. Once the truth came out about the Grinch, there's no going back. That's like you cannot cover up what was true. You can't cover it up no more because once whatever that was hidden in the dark is going to come into light, it's no covering it up. Sorry. And I tell you one thing: the truth came true for the Grinch. People seen it. It was nothing. Nobody can cover it up no more. Nobody can deny it no more. It's undeniable. You can't cover it up, honey. You can't cover it up with no covers. You can't cover it up with nothing. Because it's already been out there now. They already see who he really truly was already. The truth has been shown and known to them. And then it was obvious to them that he was a good person. And guess what? His ending was perfect. You know how? Because guess what? Even though all of the stuff that he went through, he's forgiven all these people that had believed in this lie about him from the mayor. He still had love for these people. He had even allowed them to come to his feast at his cave. And guess what? Guess who's? I think somebody. I guess you could say that the mayor was sitting at the table at his table. You see what I'm talking about? I don't know for sure. I don't remember, but I think the mayor was sitting at his table. The person that had it out for him since day one. You see how good the Grinch is? Do you see how good the Grinch is? That he still allowed this man to be at his table. Sometimes God will not allow nobody the person that you wrong, He will not allow them to be at your table at all. Period. But because the Grinch was so a forgiving person, he began to love on people. He wanted him to be at his table. But I tell you one thing. Doesn't mean that when he brings this person that has tried to take him down, once he brings this person in his life, doesn't mean that the Grinch is set up for less. That means he's going to always put himself before the person. That means the Grinch is going to treat himself highly. I think highly of himself. That means he's going to always put himself first before that person that came in that was trying to tear him down. That means like in the ending. It was like a feast. I don't know what it was. I forgot. I don't know what they were eating. I forgot. I don't know what the dish they were eating. But it was like either a steak or I don't know what it was. But he said, who wanted to have the last dish? And then, the mayor said, me. I want. You know what I'm saying? I think he said that. And guess what? The Grinch was like, oh, well, sorry, it's mine. You know what I'm saying? I think that's what he said. But he was not trying to be petty with that. But it was just like, as if the Grinch had he had the last laugh. That's basically what he was basically. That was how I see it. Like the Grinch had his last laugh, and he did not have to put himself down in a lower position just to forgive someone. He didn't have to do that. You can forgive someone and not be ignorant. You can forgive someone and not have to allow them to be back in your life. You can forgive someone and not have to make yourself be less. You don't have to treat yourself less to forgive another person that done you wrong. You still have to love yourself and treat yourself with respect that you deserve, regardless. Can't treat yourself little. You got to treat yourself with bigger. You got to treat yourself with greater. But anyways, I know that was a big story. Spoiler alert. Hey, I probably didn't tell you every story, everything that part of the movie, but I just wanted to let you know that was something that the Lord wanted me to give to you guys, because you got to understand, like, the Grinch got to learn the wisdom within his warfare, within the things that he went through, that he battled by himself. He could have easily had grudges for the people that done him wrong. He could have been like, oh, now that the truth came out about me, now y'all want to come in my light, now y'all want to come in my presence. No, I don't want y'all in my presence. I don't want nothing to do with y'all. I don't like y'all still. I don't like what y'all did. I don't like what you did. He could have been like that, but no, the Grinch did not. He didn't hold on no grudge. Instead, he didn't mind them being in his presence. He forgiven them because they forgiven him. It said in the Word of God, forgive those that done evil to you or done bad to you. Then your Father will forgive you. Your Father in heaven will forgive you. And that's what it was. He forgiven them because they forgiven him. They forgiven him. That's why he's forgiving them. And he's forgiving the person that done him wrong. You know what I'm saying? He forgive the person that done him wrong. But I tell you one thing, in reality, sometimes God will restrict people that hurt you from having full access to you. And then they're gonna have to deal with being left out of the success and the feast. And that's true. That's the truth. Do I even know if the man even said I'm sorry to the Grinch? No, because that's what the Grinch did not need the apology at all. Some of us don't even need the apology of others that done us wrong all the time. We don't need that. We don't need that. Some of us may get the apology from others, but then there's some people we may not get the apology from some people, because some people are so stuck up and prideful. They refuse to make themselves feel low. They refuse. They feel like if they apologize to what they did to you, they feel like they are weak. They don't want to get rid of their pride, and you just gotta accept it. You gotta accept that. With all that being said, I hope this word has encouraged you guys to know that you are like the Grinch too. You are like the Grinch too. You have been down that thinking state and thinking low vibration state. You have been saints. And I heard this say. This say was, be careful who you are in a boat with, basically. Like, make sure you have the right people on your boat. Don't just have just anybody on your boat, because imagine you have those people that's in your boat that is trying to take you out. They will sink the boat with you in it. They will sink the boat with you in it. They don't care if it causes them to danger themselves. If it causes to danger you, they don't care. If that means endangering themselves, they will endanger you. So make sure you have people that are your ride or die people, people that are for you, people that have your best interests at heart, that's faithful, are trustworthy, that's on the boat with you. But I tell you one thing. Cindy Lou is also, could be also you. Cindy, you could put yourself in any scenario. Yourself could be the Grinch. Yourself could be Cindy Lou. Because Cindy Lou was a light. She was a light for another person, another soul that just needed someone to light their lamp for them, to help them walk in their purpose. And that could be you too. You could be Cindy Lou. I don't know if I'm saying her name wrong or right, but let me know. But anyways, like, you could be the Grinch too. Either way, either goes. Okay, let's say that you are the Grinch when you first started your journey to heal. Let's say that you were the Grinch before you started your healing journey. And now that you finished your healing journey, you are Cindy Lou. Now that you are healed, complete from what you've been going through. Now that you've done the trial tribulations, you've done your isolation season. Now you're able to be Cindy Lou. Now you're able to help another person that's like the Grinch that you was once before. Now you get to help people that is going through the same thing that the Grinch was going through because you went through it. See, we need your light in this world. We need your beautiful light in this world. And the thing that the Grinch went through was a testimony. It was a test and a testimony. God will give you a test to give you a testimony. He will do that. And I tell you one thing, he did. The Grinch, he went through a lot. He went through a lot of warfare. Went through a lot of trials and tribulations. He had nobody there to defend him. But guess what? Who was there? It was his doll and it was Cindy Lou. That was the only two people that was there. But imagine if we put ourselves in those positions, put ourselves in that position. Who can you say that was there for you when nobody wasn't there for you? When your family did not support you, they did not believe what you was going through, they didn't know what you was battling, and they just mock you and laugh at you when you were going through your warfare. They call you all sorts of names. They say that you were lying. They accuse you of lying, of you going through something because they didn't believe what you were going through. Sometimes people gotta stop doing that. Some people gotta stop thinking that just because they never experienced something doesn't mean it's not real. Just because it's just like saying that a person saying that ghosts is real and that person don't believe it doesn't mean it's not true. Doesn't mean that it's not true. That's just like saying like, oh, if somebody said that God is real, they don't believe it. The person that's been told that they don't believe it. They that's because what you never encountered doesn't mean it's not true. You just never encounter yourself. Sometimes people have to encounter so they can know the truth themselves. And what is real and what is true. That's what it takes. God will make you go through something to know that He is real. God will make you go through some trial and tribulation to know that He's the only one that can save you out of your torment, save you out of your destruction. It takes the power of God to step in your situation, to show you that you are loved, that you are chosen, that you are worthy, that you are more than enough, that everything that people said to you was not true. Because, remind you, there's people that have been saying that they wanted you to die. There's people that have spoken death words upon you, curse words upon you. But guess what? Those people that have spoken all this stuff upon you since you was a child to an infant to now you are adult, they realize they come back and they martyr to you and they question, they looking at you wondering how this person overcome the things that I put on them. They wonder how this person overcome my curses, the curses that I put on them. How can they overcome the warfare that I've been sending to them? How? They don't really want to know. They don't understand. It was just God. God came over your life. If you are breathing and get to see this video, God has got His hand on your life. Like He has your life in His hand. Your life is in God's hand. He has preserved your life. People, I'm trying to tell you that you have things that you have dealt with that nobody can understand. Whatever you go through, people are not going to understand. They're not going to understand your story because they never went through it. They never went through it. So people just do, they just try their best to call you a liar, accuse you of being a liar, saying that, oh, he's not going through nothing. Try to dismiss what you were going through. Some people do this because they're uncomfortable with the truth. They're uncomfortable to what is true. And the way they do it is by literally covering it up and saying that, oh, that's not true. Or they play it all, talk about like they try to dismiss your emotions and what you're going through. But I'll tell you right now, that story that the Grinch went through, only one person, only two people, not people, but because the dog was not people, the dog is a dog animal. But like I said, there's only one person that was there, that seen it all, that knew it all, was Sandy Lou. Think of yourself like that. Who was the one that seen it all, knew what you went through, and who would stay with you even when you made those mistakes? Jesus. Jesus was there. He was there the whole entire time, even when you didn't feel like he was there. You wonder why you had to go through all these trials, tribulations. You wonder why God allowed you to go through this. You wonder why God allowed people to do all these evil, wicked stuff upon you. But you never realized that the thing that he did was only to build you up. The reason why he did that is because he wanted to put a show for your enemies. Because once he done working on you, he gonna show them not to mess with you. He gonna show them that you're not the one to be reckoned with. He's gonna show them that they should never put your name in their mouth. That's what's gonna happen. That's gonna happen. That's why God said, do not judge, basically don't judge people. If you judge people, he's going to judge you. Never judge somebody's never judge somebody's cover of their book. Never judge nobody because you don't know what person going through. That's why people are so quickly to believe the lie of the enemy. That means they are weak-minded. That's when the enemy comes in, sneaking like a snake, or sneaking like just sneaking around, trying to go at people because of the hate that they have for another person that's innocent. And then they allow the enemy to come in to use them. But honestly, God called us to forgive one another and love each other. That's all he ever wanted us to do, is to love each other and forgive those who have done us wrong. And pray for them. Pray for them. But you got to understand, it's just like Joseph. Joseph went through the exact same thing. His brothers sold him out to slavery. He didn't know why they did this. He's like, I love y'all, my brothers. Why y'all do this to me? I never did anything bad to y'all. But I tell you one thing, Joseph still believed in the Lord. He still believed that God is with him. He still dealt with the trials and tribulations he went through, not knowing that the thing that he was going through was just, it was his promotion. Your enemies are going to promote you. Your enemies are the thing that's going to lead you to your promotion. Honestly. To be a soldier and a warrior, you have to go through a war. You can't just say that you are a soldier and a warrior if you never went in a war. You have to be in the field too. You have to go in the field and go through war. That's part of life. Life is all about being in the war in the field. But I tell you one thing, God is not going to ever put you in a problem if you ain't. He's never going to leave you. He's never going to forsake you. And he will never put you in a problem thinking that you are not going to survive it and he's never going to put you in a field knowing that you're not going to win. Like he is going to put you in a field knowing that he knows you are going to overcome it and win and be victorious at all times. That's how you got to understand. You got to see things in that perspective. If God puts you in the field, it's because he knows what you can handle. He's never going to give you something that you cannot handle. That's not God. But I tell you one thing, God will give you something that he knows you can handle because he's already seen the future. He's already seen the beginning and the ending. And I tell you right now, if he can see it all, that means he must know that you're going to overcome it. He already seen that you're going to overcome it. He already seen that you're going to elevate. He knows that you're going to be promoted. He knows that he see you that you're going to be doing good things in his name. I'm trying to tell you right now that God is for you. Who could be against you? The people were stacking against you, even family, friends, associates, anyone, lovers, ex-lovers, coming at you, not knowing what you were battling with already. They just add a load of burdens on you, not knowing that they add a load of layers on you. They didn't know what you were going through when you were down on your knees praying for God to save you, to have mercy on you. They wasn't there when you were fasting and wanted somebody to pray for you. They wasn't there. They didn't know what you went through. But I tell you one thing, your story is a testimony. Your testimony is going to set people free. All of the stuff that you went through is just for a testimony, so that people will know that the glory of God is upon your life. So when people know, when they see your story, they will know that it was just the God Almighty, the one and only God of Israel that was there for you. And He's going to be the same. He's going to do the same for those who does surrender to Him. You got to understand. You got to understand. This story is for you to know. Your story is for people to be set free. Do you not understand? That's people that are older than you. That's probably like 80 years old, 30 years old, 25, 26. Older people that are still living in bondage to this day. And guess what? What if you have what if you have the cure? What if you have the answer for that freedom that they need? What if you have everything they need to be set free? What else? What if you can help these individuals? It don't matter who you help, as long as you're helping them. It doesn't matter who age, what age, gap, whatever. All ages included. You can help all ages. But I'm saying, imagine that there's people that had came in this world before you. They dealing with witchcraft. They dealing with a lot of stuff. And what if you are able to help them with that? What if you're able to help them with that by sharing your testimony? What if you can give them you giving them encouragement, letting them know that God is the one that had His hand over your life. He just wants you to. All God probably asking for you is to be obedient to Him and do His will, and also tell people that what He did for you. That's all He wants you to do. God don't ask for too much. The thing is different, that the enemy, when he gives you something, there's always going to be something that has to be given. Point blank. Period. You can't just get everything you want and not sacrifice something, not to have to give something up. See, one thing about God, what He gives to you it's going to be sustaining. What He bless you with is going to be sustaining. You don't want something that's just going to be a temporary thing. You want something that's going to be permanent. See, God is the one that can give you all things. Why? That's what I'm trying to tell you right now. God is a good God, and He's faithful. Very faithful and trustworthy. And I just feel like the Lord wanted me to give this word to you guys, because He wants you to know that what you're going through, what you've been battling with, it is not in vain. Like what you've been through, what you have done, it is not. He's seeing it. It's not been done in vain. He's seeing it all. And I'm telling you, because of what you did, what you went through, how you kept lifting Him up, how you kept honoring Him, how you kept being faithful, He's just gonna bless you with unending blessings. And I tell you one thing, God is not playing around with He's not playing around with His kids. Those that have done bad things to His children, He's gonna put them under His footstool. He's gonna put them to shame. He's gonna make sure they never speak in your name again. He's gonna make sure they never put your name in their mouth again. Point blank. Period. Because guess what? When God is elevating you, that's when your enemies gonna wish they never have tried you. They gonna wish. I'm telling you, I'm just telling you right now, like what God's about to do in your life is gonna be shocking. It's gonna be so shocking. It's gonna be like, oh, why her? Oh, why him? Why not me? Because you had a good heart and you was obedient to the Lord. You kept allowing God to. You allowed God to control your life. You allow God to establish your plans and to order your steps. You allow God to come in your life when you didn't have nobody. It said in the Word of God that even though my mother and father have forsaken me, the Lord will be with me. I guess I forgot the scripture. Don't quote me on that, but I forgot it. But it's something about like how God will be your parent when your parents are not there for you to be a parent. God does not play by His children. I'm telling you, what they did to you, what those individuals did to you, that was messed up and just so low, so messed up and wicked, what they did to you was personal to God. The attack they did to you was personal. He takes everything that you go through personal to him because it hurted him. He don't want to see his babies getting harmed. You are his sheep of his pasture. You're the apple of his eye. He engraved you in the palm of his hands. You not understand? Like, God is not playing around with his kids. He's not playing around. He loves his kids too much. You are valuable to him. He even said in his word that you are his precious possession. And you are his holy priesthood. You are his beloved. You are everything he needs. You are valuable to him. Your blood is valuable. God will literally trade a life for your life. Basically, like he will set you free. And the way he set you free is by giving someone else life up. And for yours. Basically, like he will, if your enemies is coming at you, trying to take you and take your life, he gonna either take your enemy's life, he gonna allow your enemies to be the one to be in that position to get their life taken just to protect you. Think of Daniel. Daniel was in the lion den, and guess what? He didn't die. God protected him in the lion den. And guess what? Guess what happened with the people that put him in that lion den? What they had planned it and what they was plotting, what they done dig a hole for that was supposed to be really for him, end up being for them instead. It's just like Haman. When Haman was trying to take Mordecai out, trying to set a snare for him, trying to set a plot to take him out, and then also trying to set other people that was his people, that was Mordecai people, try to plot them out, to take them out, not knowing that the Queen Esther is also those people, not knowing that they are Jewish people. And he did all this. Haman had everything he wanted, and he was still not satisfied. He had everything he wanted. He had money, fortune, he had promotions, he had an estate, a mansion, whatever. He had everything, a wife and kids, he had everything. He was never satisfied. Because all he was doing, he allowed one person to irk his spirit. He allowed one person to stop him from being grateful to what he already had. And that was because Mordecai didn't want to bow down to him. So he allowed his family became his own destruction. His own family became his own downfall. They led him to his downfall because his wife was supporting him and telling him to do this and prepare the pole for Mordecai. See, I'm trying to tell you, the people that was your family will be against you. They don't want nothing best for you. They will want you to, the same way they are falling down, the same way they are struggling and suffering, they want you also to suffer. If you are struggling with financially, they will want you to suffer. If they are struggling, if they're suffering financially, they want you to suffer too. They want you to suffer too. They don't care if friends and family can do it all. And that's why I'm trying to tell you that Haman's family, they didn't care if their life was going to be at stake. They wanted to tear him down, too. They didn't care. But I see one thing, this word is a powerful word, and I want you to take heed and hearken to this word. I want you to continue to go back to this word and hear what I'm saying, because I'm telling the truth right now. God wanted me to come here and reveal this revelation to y'all, because I'm telling you, I was just talking to the Lord last night, and it's just like, he was just downloading stuff in me, in my spirit, to just share all this to y'all. But I'm telling you right now, that was a season that we had. That was a season that we were the Grinch. That was a season that we were the Grinch. We had our Grinch moment. We had our Grinch season. And now that we are coming out of that Grinch season, we're becoming a Sandy Lou season. We end up becoming Sandy Lou now. We was going through all of that. Sometimes we went through all that warfare. We went through all that attack. But now you get to understand why it was needed to happen. Because God only wanted you to be strengthened. God only wanted you to use the pain that you went through and use it for power, but use it for good and not of evil. With all that being said, I hope this video encouraged you guys to keep going, because like I said, if God is for you, who can be against you? Because what God has already predestined in your life, what God has already said over your life, it shall come to pass. His words will not return to him empty and void. It was not. It would not. It would not. His words has already been decreed. It already been written already. The enemy can try to deny it and delay it, but guess what? It is not a denial. Because guess what? God is going to complete his word regardless of the delays. He's going to complete it because God is more powerful than anything. Remember, God created the enemy. Remember, God created so many things in this world. Sometimes we got to stop thinking in a way that God can't do this and God can't do that. Because listen here, if you're going to limit God, you limit yourself too. And you're limiting the Holy Spirit. You can't be doing that. I just want y'all to know that God can do all things. There's no limit to him. There's no limit to the Holy Spirit. And if you want something from the Lord, believe it with faith. And also to remember to take up your cross daily and deny yourself. Because I'm telling you, it's all worthy. The greater the battle you go through, the greater blessing you receive. The greater reward you receive. That's the truth. But I hope this video encourage you guys to keep going. Until next time, be blessed and just stay encouraged, and just share this video to anyone who needs to receive this word. Because this word may also save a soul and may save a life. Save someone from suicidal thoughts. Save them from whatever they're going through. And also may encourage them in their hard times of struggling and difficulties. So do something good for once a day. Do something good for once a day. Share this video so that people will be set free. That's what it takes. It's for you to be obedient. That's what it takes. Is for you to set someone free. That's what it takes. Is for, if you're going to have the knowledge and the wisdom that you received today, I want you to share this wisdom and knowledge to somebody else that might need this word today. So please be obedient. Like and subscribe to this channel and like the video. And just stay tuned. And don't forget to click on the notification bell to stay tuned to this platform. Anyways, I love you guys. Take care and God bless you all. And until then, see you later. Be blessed.